What?
No, there it is.
We are live. Yeah. Yeah,
We
yeah.
are.
We are live. Yes, this is the thing. We are doing the thing. Oops.
This is the days of our lives.
Yes. As I grab stream elements and move them around the wrong way. I'm always never prepared for it when it's only 3 of us. When it's 4 of us, I can hit go and it's like, yep, but then I should have like a 3-man arrangement. It's just pre-set up.
You should. That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, I should definitely do that. I've just also realized I didn't mute Discord, so I've got double audio coming through my PC. So please hold one moment as I fix these.
Your mic also is a little echoey.
You want to say it again? Maybe?
My mic is echoey?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah. Not quite like...
Do you have audio coming through Discord and through Cast? Because it would echo.
No. No, I don't think I've ever had Cast. Yeah, I've got Cast muted.
You've got Cast muted?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, he's fine. He's fine on my end.
Okay.
I turned down Chrome, and I can hear him coming through Discord now.
I don't know, man. It's just the shit. How's it going? How's it going, everybody?
Fantastic. How about yourself?
Good.
I'm doing all right. What'd you say, Ryan? You took a bite while you were talking.
I'm
It's the Munchcast.
Quabbity Ashwins. How's everyone's week been? It's been a week, yeah. Yeah, it's been a week. How's everybody's look? Hey, I can see skin. What is
Hey.
Cyborg now.
Yeah, dude. That's dope.
Dude,
Ben,
it's pretty cool how they made this cast for my arm. Everybody that's listening, I lifted up my...
good call because no one can hear that. Good job. I was like,
Yeah.
why are you describing it? Oh yeah.
Yeah, I lifted up my cut thumb area, and I have a new plastic cast that's pretty sweet. I like how they did it. Like, they have like a mock-up. They take my hand and like draw the outlines for like this portion.
They trace your fingers.
They don't trace the fingers. No, they didn't make a turkey. Okay.
Okay.
But they cut the plastic out and it's all flat, and they throw it in this big like this big machine that's just like boiling water all the time, and like it softens it up and everything. They take it and mold it around my arm and set it there for like 20 minutes.
That's dope.
So like the palm and everything is actually my palm, and it wraps around my wrist perfectly and around my thumb. So
Nice.
it's pretty sweet.
Now, a few moments ago.
That's perfect cosplay shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. A few moments ago, you said your cut thumb. Is it like a specialized thumb now made for cutting?
Yeah, dude.
Okay. Just making sure. Just wanted to know. Ben, how's your week been? You said it's been a week. What's that mean?
No, I said it was productive.
Oh, it's a productive week. My bad.
Yeah.
Misheard. How has your week been productive?
I don't know. I just hit the ground running this week. I can't really speak about last week. That's gone. I've already wiped it from my memory.
From your butt.
Everything starts over on Monday. I know my week starts on Sunday. I get that, but my work week starts on Monday, and I forget everything that happened before Saturday. It's gone. Okay. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So but this week's been great. Sundays are like my new strategy days. So I get out whiteboards and notepads and try to make a plan of action. And then for whatever reason this week, Monday kicked in. It's like, let's go. And
Dude, you need a strategy board that looks like a murder mystery board, just on that wall right behind you.
Yeah, you need to be like season 6 Charlie from.
I've got that one.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
No. We need sticky notes.
Hey, Endgame was 2019, my dude.
Like
I know.
Okay, sorry, had to make that joke.
Rings connecting things. Back
Yeah,
and forth.
red yarn.
Yep, you need like 4 or 5 cups of coffee that are all semi-consumed, just laying around the office.
One's
moldy.
tipped over, spilled a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. You need a good stack of notebooks, and then like one notebook with the coffee that has spilled on it, and the coffee cup on it, so you've got the ring stain.
Okay, so back to reality. It's been a very productive week. I've been actually reformatting, refurbishing, remastering Butcher Queen, which has been kind of cathartic and interesting. And I've done a lot of YouTube content already this week. So, yeah, it's felt good.
It's very good. That's good, man.
Yeah, I started working on my YouTube stuff too. I did intro for my stream. Is now actually like a 5-minute long video with my audio behind it. And the last 3 minutes of it is a a video montage of my gameplay.
Nice.
As like a hype montage before the stream starts. So
Yeah. Here's me doing really good, so you can watch me do really shitty. Let's go.
Yeah. So
That's awesome.
I got that, and I'm working on my bumper for YouTube, and then I'm gonna do YouTube videos too. So.
Dope. Are you using that iPad to design that stuff finally?
No, I actually got Filmora 9, which is another video editing program.
All right.
So I'm using that one, and I pulled everybody's Battlefield clips already. So I'm gonna do, or not Battlefield, but Modern Warfare clips.
I was like, wait.
For a montage video for that.
Yep. We gotta talk about Call of Duty a little bit. We can do that. My week has been busy, a lot of work. And then when I had over the weekend, I had shit to do all weekend. So I was in Springfield all day Saturday. And then, dude, it was for a 1-year-old birthday party. And when it was over, Amanda and I were like, fuck it. Like, I was gonna go visit my mom. I was like, nah. I was gonna text you. We were like, nah. Charlie was a boiling pot of shit and piss. And we were just like, fuck it. And then all day Sunday we ran errands. All day. We spent like 2.5 hours at IKEA. It was like 2 hours.
Anyway, just look.
Well, yeah. Well, we went around once, and then friends showed up, and we were like, well, we could do another lap. And then we ate there, and then we went and bought stuff. It was a lot. It was a lot, but it was fun. But yeah, a lot of work. Working on some stuff like on the side, and then listening to a shit ton of podcasts. So I've been wanting to talk about games like all week because I've been listening to all the end of the year podcasts from like Polygon and Waypoint and shit. So I'm excited to be talking to my joys. You guys are my joy. I was gonna say my boys. I was gonna say my boys are my gents. So joys came out. You guys are my joys. So for those of you who listen to the podcast, we generally start every week with some news. The last 3 weeks, we have not done that because there's not a lot of actual news going on. There's the Game Awards, there was our End of the Year podcast, and then our Happy New Year podcast where we talked about our games of the decade. So this week, we wanted to talk about all the things we're getting hyped about for 2020, where we think games are right now, and I guess further conversation on our favorite shit from last year, just because like there's never enough time to get all of that stuff out. But before we do that, why I was saying that is, so there's not going to be news this week. Again, it's also a slow week. There hasn't been a ton of stuff going on, but you can be prepared for everything to return to the normal format next week, with news starting it off and a solid topic that we can talk about, and then our bounties and stuff at the end. We also have been, I don't know if Ben and I have had this conversation, but I know Ryan, Eric, and I have talked about it like individually over the last couple of weeks. Like, Ben, I think we talked about it, but like making the podcast a little less strict on single topics. That way we don't have to come up with something unique every single week, but maybe we've got a bounties episode every month, right? And having another episode every month that's just us talking about what's going on, which is kind of like bounties. And so I thought like making the bounties episode not just a once a month thing, but just talking about bounties twice a month, because like we're always doing something different. We've always got something that's got our attention. And we can talk about more shit than just games. We watch TV. Well, no, we don't, but we watch Netflix and Hulu and HBO, which isn't technically TV. And we read. Do we read? I do. Ryan's like, I don't do no much of that reading.
I'm reading 2 books right now, but I'm very slow at it. It's gonna take me a long time to get through them.
Oh man, yeah, I'm in the middle of a book right now, and I'm only just now starting to get like the rhythm I used to have when I would read when I was in like high school and college.
One word.
Yeah.
I'm really making sense of this.
Yeah, dude, I'd get through a paragraph initially and be like, "Hold on, what?" Then go back. It was a huge pain in the ass, but
I'd be asleep after a paragraph, bro. I wouldn't be
asleep after a normal paragraph. So
yeah. So yeah, just the Bounty Board and the Nerdy Bits podcast offering is not going to change a ton this year, but it's going to fine tune because we're getting better at what we're doing. I like to think. I keep convincing myself we're getting better. We may not be. But
terrible, dude.
Ryan brought up Call of Duty, and I wanted to talk about that first.
I did.
Go ahead.
Maybe at some point, since it is newsworthy,
Oh yeah.
I do have a list of things that are newsworthy from CES,
Oh,
which
great.
happened this week.
Oh shit. Okay. Well then go for that. Yeah. Feed us that stuff.
You want to do that now, or
Yeah. Let's do that now. Go ahead and start. I just realized I forgot my drink in the kitchen. So go ahead and start the feed that you pulled up for that. And yeah. Tell us what's going on at CES. CES is.
I'm gonna head on out too. No.
Fuck. Thank you. Bye. CES is the computer entertainment. No, what is CES?
no, consumer electronics, something like that.
Consumer Electronics Show.
Electronics show, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Dope. And that's in where is that? New York?
Is it Vegas?
It might be Vegas.
Yeah, I should know more.
Well, tell us what you do know. Oh,
Well,
Sage.
I found a list of the finalists. The tech that wowed Engadget.
All right.
Is somebody's making like a consumer level, affordable hearing aid called Smart Ear. So that's kind of cool because if you know anybody that's had a hearing loss, hearing aids cost like $3,000 per ear.
Yeah, they're pretty expensive.
Yeah, and yet we've got like these phones in our pockets that do everything for a third of that. So yeah, this I don't know what is the brand name and what the product name, but the whole thing is Olive Union Smart Ear. So I guess Olive Union is the company anyway. But yeah, it's hands-free calling and streaming music, all that stuff. Pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then this one here is some sort of water purification thing called Hydroloop. It's an in-home solution to help. Let's see, help people do their part. The company's flagship product is about the size of a refrigerator, and once installed, thoroughly purifies incoming wastewater and routes it back out again for use in toilets, washing, and gardening. Hydroloop's water is not only good for the environment, but will also help you save money on your water bill. So, Caleb, you just sat down, but there's this refrigerator-sized thing you can put in your house that recycles all your outgoing water from your house back into the house. It doesn't say for consumption, but it does say you can use it again for toilets, washing, and gardening.
Nice.
So for probably your maybe not your dishwasher, but your washer dryer or washer. Toilets, obviously, since toilets flush drinking water anyway. Pretty cool. So that's called the Hydroloop. It's this really neat looking big old box. Also, they have this at-home bio printer.
That sounds fucking terrifying. Go on.
Yeah. This startup's
I printed a new baby. Sorry, go on.
Beautifully designed lab in a box that boasts 7-inch touchscreen fridge. And it's a strange, let's just say refrigerator. I don't know. Fridge just felt weird to truncate in this text.
You're reading a bunch of technical terms, and they're like, but don't say refrigerator.
Yeah. And storage area, centrifuge, gel dock, thermocycler, spectrometer, and 2 incubators.
The future is now. Wait.
Yeah, dude.
Work in real life, dude.
Yeah.
I can incubate my eggs.
Yeah, you can like 3D print a fucking dinosaur in this son of a bitch.
So listen to this. Kudos to Engadget for this sentence. In short, it's everything you need to learn about microbrewing, food testing, molecular mixology, species identification, bioart, and more.
Bioart?
And more.
That's the most cyberpunk fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, dude.
Bioart? That's incredible. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We got smart bath mats. We've got more smart
Smart bath mats?
teeth brushes. I don't know.
Tooth breaches?
Shitload of smartwatches. The car scene's been insane. Mercedes has this car they sort of modeled after Avatar. Everything glows and it's driverless, and yeah, it's incredible. Lots of new ear technology from Audio Technica and Sennheiser and stuff like that.
Bose and Sonos, shit like that.
Yeah. So yeah, here's the Mercedes. All electric Avatar inspired AVTR. It's an expansive see-through surface and no steering wheel. It'll never show up in garages, but it's it's a suite of earth-friendly features. Could be an indication of what can we expect to see in the future. But Mercedes is doing all sorts of crazy things. Toyota's Woven City. Building a car is tough. Building a good car at scale is near impossible. Building a city, well, that's insane. Yet Toyota has decided to take that inconceivable task. The Toyota Woven City is the automaker's daring plan to build a tiny metropolis near Mount Fuji that will function as a research center. Autonomous cars, mixed-use transportation veins, and 2,000 residents will come together to see what happens when a smart city is built from the ground up.
Oh my god, it's fucking Ghost Recon Breakpoint.
Yeah, really.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah, pretty insane.
You sign up for that?
Yeah, for sure. Especially in fucking Japan. Let's go.
Yeah. Dolby's doing their own HDR approach called Vision IQ. So they're doing their own thing there. There's a smart entertainment center. So when you put things in it, it knows what you put in it. It's kind of neat. Yeah, that's basically it. There's still a lot of people experimenting with folding glass. You know, like that Samsung.
Like the phone, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a foldable tablet out there.
Oh my god, there was a video years ago. I was in high school, so at least 9 years ago, of a German engineering company that was coming up with a roll top. It was a laptop that rolled up and it looked like a portfolio case when you carried it around.
Pretty cool.
And like it had structure in the back that allowed you to leave it rigid in certain positions. Mm-hmm. And so that like you could roll it out and then fold up the half of it and it would play like a laptop. And like the keys were a touchscreen. Yeah. And then you could like flatten it out completely and there was a stand and you'd have like a 27-inch wide,
ridiculous, like
flat screen. Yeah, and that never fucking came to be, but I wish that they would go back to that design because I fucking loved it.
So Samsung's Q950 is an 8K screen with no bezel. Or bevel. No, bezel. There's no edge.
So what's the difference between a bevel and a bezel? Because I feel like that's important to know. Bezel's edge. Bevel is like a
bevel is like a form, like a frame.
Like a mounting point, yeah.
No, the bevel is like the shape of it.
Oh.
Regardless, in this context, the bezel is what you would think holds your screen, the black, silver, or white surrounding your television.
Yeah.
Well, on this one, you don't see anything. It's completely bezelless, so you see just screen.
Yeah, that's dope.
All the mounting hardware is behind it. Pretty badass.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Dentonstein in the chat says a bevel is a recessed edge, but didn't give us bezel.
Yeah, way to go, Dentonstein. Way to go.
That wasn't. It sounded shitty.
So Sony's building a car.
Sure, because okay,
fucking. Yeah, let's
Jesus.
Build a car, but not let us play crossplay. Fuck. How much easier is it to do crossplay than is to build a goddamn car?
So it has 33 sensors dotting the interior and exterior of the car, with 360 reality audio capabilities and space for 4. While the car is unlikely to be on the roads, it serves as a showcase for how committed Sony is to mobility tech. So we don't know much about it.
So I think bevel and bezel might be the same thing. Really? Tech threw up that a bezel is a groove holding the crystal of a watch or the stone of a gem in its setting. And a bevel is a recessed edge, but they're saying bezel is originally from like jewelry and watch terminology. So it may be that bevel was the tech adaptation of bezel.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was playing Call of Duty and someone was talking about the bevel of a scope and I was like, what? Okay, you could have used a word I understood. Sony's making a car.
All right, last one.
All right.
We all know about the Impossible Burger.
Yes, it's actually not bad.
It's not bad, but it is full of shit. So be careful. Don't eat it you shouldn't eat your hamburgers every day, but definitely don't eat Impossible Burgers every day because there is some shit in there.
Oh, cool! Like sawdust, right?
Not quite that bad, but maybe not quite that harmless. Maybe worse.
Yeah, sawdust just wood.
Yeah, just look into it. It's wacky.
All right.
You know, it's science beef. So now Impossible trademark is launching pork. Impossible pork is designed to fill in anywhere ground pork would be used. So.
All right. Interesting.
So so it's, I don't know.
Impossible pork is people.
Impossible's weird, man. It's supposed to be like this, meatless, sustainable thing, and it looks like impossibly difficult to make, and maybe even, I don't know. It's strange. I think the verdict is probably still out on Impossible. I think it's new and.
Yeah. I mean, that seems understandable.
Yeah.
Trying to find substitutes for protein-based dietary
Yeah, I looked what was in it once. And I'm like, you know what? I'm good. I could just, I'd rather eat like a pimento burger or a bean burger or something if I'm just not gonna.
Yeah, and I fucking love bean burgers, so
Yeah.
there's no loss there really for me.
Anyway, thanks for listening, everybody. That was CES.
That was a CES TED Talk.
CES wrap up on to phase 2.
Dope.
Call of
Yes,
Duty?
Call of Duty. Yeah. So I think I broke the game for me.
You broke the game for you?
For me.
You
Yeah.
broke the
So
game for you.
yes, and it's a weird thing to say, so let me explain it. The whole game is about like unlocking shit, right? Playing through with different weapons and maxing them out and getting the attachments and all that stuff. I have 3 weapons that I use only, and I've only played for like 37 hours, so I'm not even like I haven't even broken level 100. I might have. I'm like either 99 or 100.
Okay.
And I have 3 variants.
Now, like I think.
What's up?
Did you know they reset with the new update, right?
What new update? Was there something today?
No. Whenever the update comes out, like that last update that came out, the big one, they introduced like the new maps and the play modes.
Oh yeah, I don't mean season
They
pass. I'm level 100.
No. Oh,
Not battle pass. I mean like
actual. Hang on. God damn it.
you're good. A character level goes to 155 right now.
I can't hear you guys now.
Oh
Wait like 30 seconds. So I can.
yeah, you're good. So no, we can hear him. That's weird. No, but what I mean is that like, so the game is all about like having things to do, things to unlock, things to keep progressing through, and I have like perfected my loadouts so much that I don't want to try anything else. I have a Scar. I have 3 separate Scar variants because that gun's such a utilitarian beast. I have a a Scout Sniper variant that's huge and is just as powerful as any other Scout Snipers. Just have to throw it on single fire. I have an SMG variant where you take down you put the tactical close quarters barrel on it, and then like put a collapsible stock on it, and it's just as big as an MP7, but it fires with the kick of a fucking Scar. 7.62 rounds instead of the MP7's little 9mm rounds. And then I have an assault rifle variant. And that's 3 classes. And then one class is MP7, and then another class is my FAMAS. And they're all maxed out, and I don't give a fuck about changing at all.
Is it because you're too focused on winning or not getting your ass kicked that you'd rather be the top of the leaderboard than experiment with what the game has to offer?
Maybe.
Uh-huh.
Maybe, and I think that might be where the problem lies, right? We're like, I guess experimenting with other weapons is fun if you don't mind losing or not doing super well initially.
Okay.
But like, if you're in it to win it, which I think most competitive online games are about winning.
No, I think maybe that's just part of it. When you've got a brand new weapon, you've got to use it with iron sights to unlock the stuff, right? Like
right.
When we played, I was running around with a bare ass 1911, and luckily we were playing hardcore mode, so that was, I guess it's the 45 version, so it was just dropping people in one shot. And I'm sure they were very angry about that. But you get a new weapon, you're gonna have to suck for a little bit until you unlock the features. But I think,
sure.
And also maybe you don't have the inclination to be a completionist in this game, such as unlocking all the stuff.
Sure.
Maybe that's their fault for not making you feel like you should. Like maybe if they gave you something for that, like some sort of XP or in-game currency for unlocking stuff.
Yeah, maybe. Especially if they like
XP as a soldier, and every sort of like another game I'm not going to mention, but every part that you've unlocked and mastered, you get like a total XP because of that. So
sure.
It's sort of like a hoarder reward.
Yeah, it'd be dope if you got more XP the more guns you maxed out.
That you either unlock and then you can't put XP into an item or max out an item or whatever. But I guess you can do it. You can do a gun. You can unlock a gun fully. Right. So
right. That's what I mean. Like if I got to the level 65 or 64, whatever it is to max out a gun. Mm-hmm. Each progressive gun, if it gave me more character, more like player account XP towards leveling up, I think I would care about it more. And maybe that's even built in. They haven't made it clear. They haven't like said anything about it. But like at the same time, it's
god awful.
Oh, there's so much, dude. There's so fucking much. At the same time,
what was that free to play war game? It's like Land, Sea, and Air. It's like it's got everything.
Warface.
No, that's just a first-person shooter. You know,
Uh,
everybody knows what I'm talking about, even if you can't.
You're talking about like World of Tanks, World of Ships,
Something
World
like
of...
that. Yeah, but it's not World at War, but anyway, yeah. It was free, and I installed it. And I looked at the interface and went, "Nope."
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Couldn't
Judging
figure it out. And,
the one time judging a book from its cover actually
War
really...
Thunder.
Yes.
Yeah, that UI sucks so much.
Yeah, I got it downloaded on Xbox. I've never
bad.
Yeah. So the other thing is, I don't know if I care because I feel like I'm getting less than I want from it, or if I care because I feel bad for not engaging with more of it. Like, I'll play an entire night and not equip different guns. What's up?
It's not motivating you to do it.
Right, but like, there's still a part of me that when I play for like 3 hours and I don't use any new weapons, I'm like, man, it'd be nice if I was unlocking something. And there's absolutely shit for me to unlock. I just don't care.
So the drive
I'll put it in this perspective. How about we put it this way? I own multiple guns, but whenever I go out and shoot, I only shoot the one that I love the most because I know I'm going to get the most
RL or
fun out of it.
VR talk? Is this
Real
VR?
life.
He's talking IRL. He's talking IRL.
IRL, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shoot the one that's the most fun to shoot, and that's what you're gonna do in a video game. It's the one that you feel like you do the best with. It's the one that you're gonna get the most kills with, and like, you know which guns you're good with because you've played Battlefield, you've played all the other Call of Duties, so you understand that the Scar is gonna be more than likely your best gun.
Yeah. As soon as I saw the unlock, I was like, I'm gonna focus on that, and then I'm gonna get three separate guns out of that.
Yeah, and like on mine, like the M4, I just use the M4. I've even tried the MP5 because I used to love it a lot, and I'm starting to come around on it.
Yeah, sure.
Because I used to run and gun on the old Call of Duties, and now it's a little different now. I run iron sights on the MP5 because that's the best way for me to run it, and then the M4, I'm using freaking 4x scopes on it. So you run with the gun that you like the most because you know you're gonna do good, and that's what's gonna keep you interested. Because if you're losing because you're using a new gun, you're gonna get frustrated and you're not gonna play.
Sure.
So,
Tech. Go ahead. Yeah, for sure. Tech and Dentonstein both made good comments in the chat. Dentonstein said that I'm not falling off the game. I just found my fun, which I couldn't agree with. I absolutely enjoy.
Sums up what you said and what Ryan said, basically.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
You found your fun.
Yeah, but then Tech says that if the game had good weapons, you'd look to unlock more.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because, like, I don't know if that's entirely true because there are, like, Ryan's playing with the M4. I haven't fucked with that gun. Mostly because when the game first came out, the gun was broken as shit. But I haven't messed with that, but like, he loves it, and I'm sure I would eventually, but I just found what I like in these. I did have a conversation with someone at GameStop yesterday, though, that like, if there's not a UMP in this game, and if they throw a UMP into this game, I will absolutely fucking use it, because that gun is dope.
That's strange. Is that a licensing thing, I wonder?
I don't know, because the FAMAS isn't called the FAMAS, it's just called the French 556.
Right.
Which is, yeah, that's the FAMAS. And the MTAR is called the Ram 7. So that's a licensing thing. But, like, there's just not a UMP. There's not a UMP variant at all. The 45 or the UMP 5. Which, those guns are dope. And I use those in Battlefield a lot. I don't know. It was just a thought I wanted to share. That, like, for some reason, I don't care so much about unlocking everything in Call of Duty. And I felt guilty about it. But now I don't. So thank you for assuaging my guilt.
Sure. That wasn't my intention.
I wasn't trying to make you feel less guilty, but
no,
fuck it.
I think there should be some imperative to seeing what else the game has to offer.
Yeah.
Especially if you've played it for 50 hours or more.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I will. I also haven't, like, completely unlocked all the paints and shit, so there's still, like, challenges within the guns that are super specific to play style. Mm-hmm. And, like, I don't crouch a lot while I run around. I don't crouch a lot while I play that game, so, like, I need to focus on crouching and getting kills so I can unlock all the.
Who were we playing with last time? Was it Hammer?
Yeah.
He was really slow, and I had really fun walking around with him. He wouldn't crouch, but he would just not push the stick all the way down.
Oh yeah, I told him about that a couple of days ago.
Yeah, that was nice.
Because we would play and he would get really, really shitty KDs, like 5 and 27 sometimes. And I was watching, yeah, and he was like, "Look, I fucking suck when you're around." And it's because he would die, and then he would increase his pace.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Fuck," and he'd run to get back to it, and he'd get hit by a guy from a different direction.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Yo, don't get mad. Slow down. Like, slow down and check corners before you go around them instead of running around them and hoping you can quick draw." And it like leveled out his gameplay a lot.
That's the difference for me is if I need to move faster.
Oh, you think you need to move faster? Is that what you're saying?
No. When I do move faster, when I book the whole time and like slide around corners and do stuff like that, that's when I catch people coming around the corner at the same time. But I'm laying on the ground sliding, and just hit fire somebody instead, and like my game changes so much more. Or like I slide around corners and tackle people. I know people are going to be hiding there.
Yeah.
So I set my game up and move as quick as I possibly can, and then I start to do better. And if that doesn't work, then I slow down. Yeah,
I need to bind a key to the crouch button on my Elite controller, because running and sliding isn't as fun when you have to take your thumb off the aim stick.
Yeah. That's not conducive for aiming while sliding.
Yeah. So I need to do that, because that's a good point. I get slid on all the time. Come around a corner and a guy's sliding and firing, and I'm like, well, fuck, I almost didn't see you. Yeah. But okay. Any more Call of Duty stuff? Ben, are you liking Call of Duty?
I mean, it's fun enough. We definitely ran into some horse shit when we played our last session. A game where we were like dying back to back, that container level.
Oh, that's just that level. Shipment fucking that level
yeah.
blows. There's no way you can spawn 12 people on that map without fuckery.
What else? Yeah, no, it's fun. I enjoy it. It's solid enough. I don't ever feel too ripped off unless you're just getting our asses kicked. Then, like the Call of Duty format is, if you're doing well, you get rewarded with bigger weapons. So, like, right?
Yeah, the kill streak game.
Kill streaks, get all the best stuff. Wait a minute, what? How?
And then you can use your kill streaks to get to the next kill streak.
Yeah.
And then now you're just demolishing everybody because they run like the VTOL and then the gunship.
Yeah, there's nothing to do about it. And then the airstrike.
It's like, oh my god.
You just stay inside and like your knees like a fucking PTSD.
Yeah. Oh, I've gotten chopper gunners on shipment, and it's mean. Yeah. I'm just like, cool, I'm gonna kill people for the next like 30 seconds indiscriminately, and I get like 15 or 20 kills. I don't have that perk activated that lets you get kill streak stuff by using kill streaks.
Because it gets rid of like a set of good ones that
you
can use. Yeah. Like it's like hiding from UAVs, like Ghost and all that shit. Like it gets rid of Ghost. So then you're like, do I get rid of Ghost or to increase my kill streaks that I may never get to, or?
Yeah, no, I run Ghost and Cold Blooded on everything, so you can't see me with shit.
Yeah, but I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but like Modern Warfare, like Call of Duty 4, like the highest kill streak was like 7, and that was dogs.
Wow.
And now the highest is like fucking
15
or 15, yeah. So I mean, people are getting better.
Sure.
Than what we used to, and we didn't have to try as hard back then, but it was still difficult to get 7 kills. At least, I mean, we thought it was.
I went 23-0 the other day.
I saw that.
This shit was dope.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just, I mean, I was thinking about that. I was like, man, we used to only have to get 7 kills, and there was times that we couldn't do that. And now we're like fucking cranking out 15 kill streaks and stuff like that. It's like, that's insane. It's crazy.
Yeah, what an evolution. To think that's like they built that. I didn't even think about that. So 2020 is here fully. We are beyond our first week of the year. What are you guys most excited about? Because this year's poised to be fucking massive.
We're getting both consoles this year?
Yeah, if PlayStation doesn't release this year, they will be it'll hurt real bad. So I imagine they have to. I can't see a world where Xbox releases multiple consoles, because they're gonna have a second version to the next Xbox. They might even have a third, because they still have Lockhart and Anaconda. Project Lockhart and Anaconda. Lockhart's supposedly the digital one, the disc-free one. Anaconda's like a cheaper, more affordable, but still stronger than the Xbox One X version. So if Xbox launches with 3 systems, 2 systems even, and PlayStation doesn't have a response this year, like...
I don't think Sony diehards, committeds, loyals, cultists are really worried
got worse and worse
about what Xbox has to offer. They're just going to wait. I don't think Sony's going to suffer at all.
No, but that's diehards are a fraction of the percentage of players. A lot of people want to play games, and if Sony doesn't respond with a console until like January or February, that's 3 months of holidays with parents buying consoles for kids in an age where cross-play is a thing, and people will be able to say like, it's fine, you just, when you get your PlayStation, I'll be able to play Call of Duty with you.
Right.
Like, I think that's a dangerous risk to take for PlayStation. Now, don't get me wrong, I think PlayStation's seemingly had its head up its butt for a minute, so I don't think it's completely out of the question, but I don't think it's a very smart decision to make to wait.
What do you guys think of that design?
Is that the actual PS5 design?
I don't know. It's the only image people are circulating.
Well, PlayStation hasn't confirmed anything yet, so if they release a system that looks like a modem,
It does look like a modem. It absolutely does.
I fucking hate it. It's so bad.
I think that's the dev kit.
Yeah, I think that's the dev kit. And dev kits always look wacky. PS4 dev kit looks like a silver shoebox. It's the fucking strangest thing in the world.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Chat, what do you guys think?
Yeah, let us know. It's weird.
I don't know. I just seen this one. I'm gonna send this to our chat, and then we can put it in the notes or whatever if need be, so everybody else can see it. But I just found that one, which that one actually looks pretty sweet if that's the case.
Not bad. Definitely looks like a bunch of shapes slapped together.
It looks like the shapes.
It's better than a fucking skyscraper.
Yikes! That it looks like a modem, dude. It looks like a modem. The one you just sent. Yeah, I don't like that either, but that's fine. I don't know, like Xbox One Series X or what the fuck did I just say? The Xbox Series X. I think it looks good. It just looks like a PC tower. It looks like a frag box. Ben, didn't you have a frag box back in the day? Back when you were playing Day of Defeat in Counter-Strike, living with Grant?
Oh, wow. Yeah, I might have. Sheesh.
It was like a PC that was a square. It was a cube instead of a rectangular tower.
It was called pretty big, but it was definitely more cubular than rectangular.
Cubular, dude. Yeah, frag box. What are you drinking, Ben? Looks like chocolate Baileys.
No, it's eggnog with a coffee liqueur and brandy.
Liqueur. Coffee liqueur.
For the uninitiated, there's a difference between liquor and liqueur. So
yeah, one's French.
Just like there's a difference between a crevice and a crevasse.
And a bezel and a bevel.
That's right.
Welcome to Comparative Words, a new podcast brought to you by 3 nerds. I'm drinking
Comparative nerds.
Comparative nerds. That's yep. I'm drinking chocolate Baileys that's homemade.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Fancy.
My mom gave me a bottle. She has a friend that bootlegs.
Whose mom?
My mom? What?
Oh.
Did I say your mom?
No, I thought you said a mom.
A mom gave me this. Yeah, I got her kid a great deal on Nintendo Switch games, and she was like, "Have some alcohol."
Tech eggnog can be preserved for weeks if it's got alcohol in it. Almost sometimes for a very long time.
Indefinitely.
Ben just didn't want to. He didn't want. He didn't want to admit to saying he's had eggnog in his fridge for a month and a half. He just keeps pouring whiskey in it.
It's only been 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's fine.
And alcohol in it. That's how that works.
Alcohol.
I made fresh eggnog the other night.
You made like your own?
I made my own eggnog, and the directions said you drink this immediately.
Oh yeah, like homemade eggnog when you can't like fucking pasteurize that shit or whatever. Yeah, you go through quick.
but you let it chill and then drink that bitch. You have 24 hours.
Let it chill, then drink that bitch.
You will self-destruct. Otherwise, and then how long you can keep it, it depends on how much alcohol you put in it. So I put a lot in it. But it still only lasted like a week because I drank it every night. And then I gained 5 pounds. So.
No. Oh, man.
It was just mostly because of the cream, because like drinking an egg's not going to make you fat.
No. Rocky is a thick boy, though. Last time I bought eggnog, so I didn't get eggnog for the podcast that one day, and I was fucking pissed. What's up, Zing? In the chat, just jumped in. But when I went to Aldi after that episode, I grabbed a quart of eggnog from like the normal dairy fridge, and Amanda was just like, seriously? And I was like, Christmas is fucking over. I have bought 1 quart of this. You will deal with me getting another one. And then as I turned and looked, I saw a bunch of Aldi special offer buys, fucking Oberweis eggnog. And I was like, oh, I turned around and threw it right back and grabbed 2 of those. That shit was so good. And then she looked at the health facts on the back, and she was like, a cup of this is 45% of your daily intake of fat. And I was like, yep. Never look at nutritional facts. If you don't look at them, they're not real.
That's it's like Tinkerbell. You gotta clap.
You gotta believe in it for it to exist. Believe, Peter. Shit. Okay, so consoles. Obviously, looking forward to consoles, but that's not it this year, right?
Because I can't even afford to pay attention, so I'm not looking forward to buying new consoles. So I am actually more interested in getting VR this year than a console. But
sure.
A console's not necessary. So
also, if you just set aside like $5 a week for the next 35 weeks, that'll get you what? That's not crazy. But that will get you a good start, and if you trade your Xbox One X towards it, there's no reason to hang on to it. The Xbox One Series, the Xbox Series X is just going to play everything from the Xbox One X better anyway. So,
but what's the point in getting rid of your Xbox if you know you're not going to probably afford it when you can still play with your friends and play the same games?
He's saying if you saved up enough.
I get what he's saying, but I'm just saying like you don't need to.
Immediately you don't need to, right?
There's no reason to get it if you're going to be able to play the same games because it's all backwards compatible.
Yeah.
Well, Halo's not going to be.
I guarantee it will.
I bet you Halo Infinite's not. Huh?
$5 is only $175. Is not even a dent.
But when you add that to like a $250, $300 trade for the Xbox One X, then you've got most of the $500 system knocked out. I'm not talking about.
But then you have no Xbox because you still have to come up with the extra money.
No, you trade the Xbox One the day you pick up the Series X. I'm not saying like, God.
Inconsequential. What else are we looking forward to?
So Ben, I know you're getting ready to hide in a hole for a few weeks in a couple of months.
Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
I have an unrealistic level of expectation for that game, an unfair amount of anticipation, and that kind of sucks. I kind of dread that, like there are a few things that I will just let myself get that excited about. I think God of War was one of them.
Sure.
God of War was definitely one of the things like this is just going to deliver. I don't care. I don't know. Probably a major MCU release. I know is going to be probably pretty good.
Yeah, sure.
I kind of haven't messed up at all, but like, CD Projekt Red has not really made a bad game, and
not in a while at least.
Yeah, so I'm scared of how much I'm anticipating it. So it kind of sucks. I'm dreading it, and I'm excited at the same time.
For sure. Dentonstein made a good point. He's got Cyberpunk Red, which is a board game that's a prequel.
Yeah.
A tabletop that's a prequel to 2077. He's been trying to organize a game for, and I haven't ever like helped actually be a part of that. So we do need to absolutely do that.
Yeah.
100%. I don't know, Ryan, what's on the docket for you? What's the thing you're most excited about this year? Are you I tried to say we should play Halo a few months ago, and your reaction made me very sad. Are you actually excited for Halo Infinite, or are you has that series sailed on you?
I don't know. Like this year, I found out that like I actually cared more for Star Wars than I ever thought I did. Just comparing that to like the Halo experience, I guess. Because like whenever I saw the new movie, like I got emotional. I was like, yep, I actually care a lot more than I make myself lead on to believe. But like I guess with Halo, it still does that to me. Like when I saw the trailer or whatever, and he wiped the window and Master Chief was there.
Oh,
Like, I felt it. Like I was like, all right, I felt something. But it's just like I don't know. Like it's just I think it's a single player aspect, and I guess it's not the single player, but it's. I know co-op is something that I like to play too, but I don't know. I feel like I would have to go back through all of them before I played Infinite because the storylines have all clashed for me. Like,
oh, dude,
It gets really thick towards the end. They start throwing out a lot of proper nouns that are kind of hard to track.
Halo 5 is very lore dense.
The first games are like, Covenant and then Flood, and then that's it. And then the Covenant, look, the Flood are back. It's like 4 games of the same shit. And then eventually they're like the library, the Didact, and it's like, what is happening?
Prometheans, Forerunner.
Reclamation and Prometheans and all this stuff. Like, oh, well. So it ended up not being as complicated as I thought this year when we played it again.
Yeah, for sure.
I've had years to gestate.
Yeah. I did go into Halo 4 and Halo 5 when we were playing those, like, expecting to have a lot of shit to explain to Nan as we were playing through them. And then, like, specifically in Halo 5, when they clarify, not 5, actually, Halo 4, when they clarify, like, who the Didact is, who the Librarian is, how the Forerunners lost to the Flood, afterwards I was like, oh, that made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But for some reason, playing it in 2013 or whatever, I was like, the fuck is going on?
There are 2 things I care about Halo. I care about John.
Yep.
And I care about Halsey. So that's one thing, actually.
Yeah, sure.
I don't even know who the fuck you're talking about.
So
John's Master Chief.
No, I know that, but
Okay.
like,
Halsey's the scientist that...
Halsey's the lady that kidnapped him and turned him into a superhuman.
Yeah.
But everybody loves her like a mother anyway. Maybe a little bit of Stockholm Syndrome. But so I care about the origin story, the original Halo origin, which is John and the Doctor.
Yeah.
I also care about the dream of AI becoming like a functioning member of this new. I'm tripping over words. I hate to say society because there's tons of memes wrapped around that, but like AI not being terminal anymore and becoming eternal or whatever. And
the singularity model.
Yeah, and then of course it's Cortana's new goal is to assimilate people into her new eternal life AI scheme or whatever. So that I'm not using the best words to describe it. People who know what I'm talking about, but like I'm interested to see how that turns out. Taylor, correct me if I'm wrong. I might have missed the chapter while you were playing with Mom. Wasn't there a point in the game where somebody was zapping Earth and it was like Phoenix, and it was like assimilating humans, and like a couple 100,000 got assimilated before you're able to stop it?
Yeah, that's the very end of Halo 4. So there's a giant thing that gets stolen from. Sorry, this is a Halo lore dump real quick. There's the giant plot point at the end of Halo 4 once the Didact gets out of Requiem, the shield planet, the shield world you're on, where he hunts down an object called the Composer, which is this like 30-story obelisk of steel that flies through space, and he gets to Earth and aims it at like Phoenix and turns it on, and then just disintegrates like most of the city of Phoenix. And the Composer is what the Covenant used, the Composer is what the Forerunners used to turn themselves into digital data to try and fight the Flood. And they never figured out how to get back out of it, which is why they lost.
Right. Yeah.
And so, like, bringing that up in Halo 4, and then Cortana going mad in Halo 5, and possibly not being the only Cortana in the universe, but being a fragment, because she fragmented herself, like, dozens of times before she died.
Yeah.
With quotes. And Halsey still existing is leading to all of this like possibility that they can find a way to finish the Composer and take Halsey, who's made the only AI actually made from human brain material, and take her back out of the network and turn her into a person. Which would be fucking bananas.
You're right. So that's the two elements I'm most interested in. Of course, at a more game, we could hypothesize what kind of game it's going to be. I'm obviously very excited about that.
Yeah, no clue.
Is it going to have Battle Royale? Is it going to have 4-player co-op through the story? Is it going to have, what's it going to be? What is it going to be? Is it going to be open world?
I don't know.
Yeah.
There's underwater shit in the first trailer, though. And that's, like, not a thing in the games.
Right.
It's like a mech walking underwater. Sorry, Ryan, this was all part of a question directed at you. What are you excited about this year? And don't let us talk about Halo anymore.
I think I'm excited for Skull and Bones. It's a...
Caleb's
Did
video
we lose
just locked
Caleb?
up.
I think we lost Caleb.
No, I can still hear y'all. Can you hear me?
Nope. Oh, well, yeah, I can hear you, but we can't see you. It looks like you're sleeping.
Yeah, my video
It's
did
fine
that
on
too.
the Twitch, but not in the Discord. That's really weird.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Skull and Bones. I feel like... So, I mean, I don't play Sea of Thieves very often, but I feel like this is going to be a different vibe than
Sure.
Sea of Thieves.
Definitely. It's going to definitely feel... Did you play the pirate Assassin's Creed games?
No, I didn't. I've watched Caleb play it, and I've watched some streamers play it. And
What about Assassin's Creed Odyssey?
No, I didn't play any. The last.
You haven't played Creed since Revelations, right?
Or no, yeah, I beat Revelations.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it looks like that, if you ask me.
Yeah, so I think it looks pretty good. I don't know a whole lot about it. I just watched some gameplay, but I haven't dove into it to see exactly what it's going to be. But that looks really good from the gameplay.
I'll play that with you.
12 minutes looks really fucking dope.
Sure
Wait,
does.
is 12 minutes that one that's like the top down in an apartment?
Top down loop that you're stuck in. And
Yeah, fuck,
you
man.
have to figure out what happens, and then like the trailer, it's this: the husband comes home from work or whatever, and they're eating dinner, and a cop knocks on the door, and the wife's freaking out, and like the cop's accusing your wife of murder, and like that's like, and then all of a sudden like I think you or her get shot, and then like the game snaps back and you start over, and like you can progress further and further as you figure things out.
Yeah, the game looks great.
I feel like that's going to be a good puzzle one that I'm going to want to play. And then Deathloop also looks really good.
Fuck, dude, you're excited about single player shit, and that makes me excited. That's awesome. Deathloop looks fucking... I guess we haven't seen any gameplay, but...
assassins that keep killing each other over and over again.
And you can like run into each other at different points in the timeline? Yeah, fuck yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's that was made by people that not defected, but that's the term that came to mind. That's made by people who left the Arcane team that made Dishonored 1 and 2.
Interesting.
And like, if anyone's good at making stealth assassin style games, it's the guys who made Dishonored.
In playing a game made by the people who made Dishonored than anything Bethesda touches.
Sure. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Bethesda's been shitting games for a couple years. I don't like Fallout 76 at all, and ESO fucking blows to me. To me, that game's got a steady community, and I don't want to say that it's a bad game overall. Just to me, not my... I wanted Skyrim with 2-3 people, not 300.
Yeah.
Ugh. Anything other than Deathloop and 12 minutes? Any multiplayer shit? Well, I guess we don't really know, do we?
We don't.
We know that Treyarch's making a Call of Duty.
I've been looking all day, and it's just like there's not a whole lot.
If the rumors are true,
somehow.
Yeah, sure. If the rumors are true that we're getting a Bad Company 3 this year, I will lose my fucking mind.
If we get that this year, I'll lose my mind. But it's planned for 21, isn't it?
It's supposed to be a launch window title, which may mean like February of 2021.
Can it be as good as it used to be now that there's a new engine? Are you guys still gonna like it?
I don't know.
It better be better.
I think that Battlefield has like progressed definitely in a more Call of Duty direction, making things faster and more fast and stuff. But I think that like the core of Bad Company 2 is still very much possible and popular. I think that people are tired of some mechanics being in all shooters, like the sniper scope glint and things like that Battlefield Bad Company 2 had different solutions for. I don't know. Bad Company 3 will be good to me because, like, I want to finish the story of that group of guys because they were fucking awesome. And I want...
I don't remember caring about them.
I was younger when I played them too. They may not stand up. I haven't played that campaign in like 10 years. But I also am excited for Battlefield to come back to present day.
Right.
I want all my guns and my attachments and all my duties and doodads and gadgets and what's nots.
Did Bad Company have planes or just helicopters?
Just helicopters.
Right.
There were helicopters in the core game too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you had those. I don't know if they were Blackhawks, but I think they were Blackhawks.
They were Apaches, I thought.
Oh, there were attack helicopters too, because there was the Hind on the Russian side.
Yeah.
Which is that big fucking bubbly helicopter.
Yeah, that looked goofy as shit.
Yeah, weird spherical cockpits.
And that one map where if you got both of them, you could just fucking run the teams.
Yeah, that was oh my god.
Yeah, I remember that.
That.
Isla Inocentes.
Yeah.
The one that was like the 3 islands you were moving towards and then the coastline. Yeah, you could fuck up in that game. I don't know. I super want Battlefield to go back to present day, and I think Bad Company 3 is the best way to do it. And EA a couple months ago said that they're like doing things for the next Battlefield that have never been done before in shooters, especially multiplayer shooters. So like,
I don't know what that could be.
They're talking about like some kind of, I don't know, like
they already have bullet drop. They already have fucking wind. They've got fucking everything.
Level destruction.
Yeah, well, they actually have less wall destruction than they used to. We better be able to fucking knock down any building on the fucking map.
Wait, have you? Yeah, I mean,
like what we used to be able to do, where we could call in an airstrike as a sniper. And
I missed the mortar for recon so much.
Dude, it was so good, and they're just like, nope, don't want to do that anymore. Like,
I remember when Battlefield 3 had like an actual mortar tripod you could set up. And I was like, oh shit. And I would like land mortars on people and not kill them and be like, wait, what?
Yeah, like, we'd have instances where we couldn't do anything on Bad Company 2. So we're like, just take the whole block down and just nuke
a bunch of sniper classes just bloop, 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 bloop.
And we clear everybody out and make it a level playing field because we couldn't figure out how to beat them.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's insane, but now I feel like they got rid of that so easily for the next game, and I feel like we've gotten less and
well
less.
Battlefield 1 and 5 had pretty good destructibility when you were driving tanks. Like there are several tanks that can just drive straight through things, entirely through buildings, but like no, I think that
Instead of it's fucking Zing in the chat.
Yeah, Zing in chat said instead of
as a humanitarian, aid rebuilding the regions you destroyed in previous games. Battlefield Rust, and you just put it back together.
Yeah. As morbid as this sounds, I think you could go the next level with ballistics, in that. You know, it's pretty classic that if you get knocked in these games, you can get picked back up, right? So if the ballistics came into play and where you got hit came into play, such as a 50 cal knocking your head off your shoulders, I think
shock paddles aren't going to wake that guy up.
Yeah. Why isn't he waking up? But I think if they worked in ballistics and we got dismemberment. Finally, as morbid as that is, I find it absolutely ridiculous that when you hit somebody with a grenade, and you know the old video game physics engine, you see the body fucking shoot thousands of feet into the air, you know, because that's the way the mathematics, you know, it dictates, as opposed to the body just going pop, you know.
Yeah, sure.
I just don't understand how we've had dismemberment in Soldier of Fortune in 1990 whatever 5. 8 something, this old PC game, one of the first games to do dismemberment in first-person shooters for you young lads. But it's so 30 years have passed, and bodies are still getting rocketed into space because they'd rather have the body get launched than have dismemberment or have the bodies pop. It's really strange. I'm sensing it's an ESRB thing, maybe.
Well, it's probably a little bit of that, and it's probably a little bit of a fucking system tax thing too. Like a body staying a body instead of becoming multiple physics-dependent parts. It's probably a little bit easier. There's Call of Duty's had dismemberment too, and I didn't think it did anything extra for me. But they also don't have reviving, so whatever.
What if they turn these battlefields into real life scenarios? What if there was like civilians?
Oh wow!
Oh my god!
Well, I mean, the Call of Duty campaign did that.
Can you imagine multiplayer maps with civvies and shit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Call of Duty stepped it up in the campaign.
Dude, what if
they made that shit fucking real? Like,
what if it was offense, defense? The defense had a town, and each civilian life was a ticket on your counter.
Nope.
You had to keep the civilians alive.
Yeah, but then the other team's job is to kill civilians, and that sucks.
It'd have to be like a survivor mode for them to do that. Like it's AIs coming in to kill the civilians, and you have to defend. Like I could see that game mode being pretty cool. Like
like firefight, but you're defending something as well.
Yeah.
Battlefield war crime didn't start. Yeah, no, let's not have that. No, but I firefight mode where you're defending like people escaping. Battlefield what? Geneva. Yeah. No, I don't know. Like I venture more on the side of having like disabling human targets instead of just vehicles. So that if I hit you in the legs, you can't sprint anymore. Or if I hit you in the chest, like you're crawling and you can't do anything.
Games have done that in the past.
I think people are going to hate that.
Yeah, we got to tread the border between simulator and, fun.
Sure.
Like, yeah, there's a game called America's Army. You guys remember that?
Sadly, yes, I do remember that.
Yeah, those games were way too sim, and they didn't survive because it did shit like that. You hit somebody in the leg and then you're crawling now. So
yeah. I think if you get your leg blown off, I think more so you're going to be more worried about that than trying to stay alive. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I think you're going to be grabbing for that instead of your gun, so that's not really lifelike.
Yeah.
Adding to the scale of the conflict by adding AI could be really interesting.
Yeah.
So you have 64 human players, but then another couple hundred AIs. That could be incredible.
Like, but you get deducted for like killing them.
Yeah. That's what Titanfall did. Titanfall, you were pilots, and pilots were above grunt class soldiers. And like if you killed a couple of grunts, they gave you a few. I think it gave you like 1 or 5 points, and if you killed a pilot, you got like 50. Mm-hmm. So like you could add points by killing AI, but you'd have to kill a whole fucking mop bucket of them to be able to get enough to actually complement your score enough to outrun somebody. I don't know. They said I remember the statement vaguely, but I remember them saying something about like the way you'll be able to interact with things will be different than they've ever done, and like on a multiplayer interactivity level, it's beyond what they've done before. So
they've got to step it up to beat this new Call of Duty, though.
Sure, but at the same time, I think that this Call of Duty tried to do a lot of stuff that Battlefield already has done well. Like Ground War is absolutely Call of Duty trying to be Battlefield, and it's not good.
Battlefield Light,
and it's not
A lot
good.
of people play it.
Yeah, I guess I should try and go back to it because it was awful the first week. But yeah, who knows?
I'm also looking forward to Final Fantasy, of course. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, sure.
I found a really fucking weird game in the list.
What?
That it sounds so. It's so. I don't know. It's from Nintendo and it's called Boyfriend Dungeon. And what it is it's a dungeon. What they say in it, it says it's a dungeon crawling dating sim mashup.
That sounds fucking awesome.
But you date your weapons.
Yeah.
Your weapons become real. And you go on dates, and like the more that you use that weapon in the dungeon, the more like connected you become with your weapon.
Jesus, that's brilliant. Oh my god.
Is it brilliant?
I want that so much. Yes.
Look at the art on this. I did not expect that at all.
Oh man.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's awesome. I love it. I want it. I love JRPGs. They're so fucking bananas. What'd you say?
It's one of the sentences like if you think about it, fighting side by side in close quarters is the perfect setup for romance to blossom. What the fuck?
Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome. There is. I'm super looking forward to Watch Dogs Legion. Cool. No one else shares that sentiment.
They haven't said anything, have they?
Well, it was supposed to come out in March. They just pushed it back to Q3, Q4
Q?
launch window. New system launch window. So yeah, I've got the fucking thing right here in my office. Is there a way on Discord to make your camera not inverted?
No.
Yeah.
Ben says probably, and then
No, I said I have no idea.
oh, I thought you said yeah, and then
Nope.
yeah, my whole office is backwards except when I'm streaming because
Yeah.
OBS
It looks right for us, and then it.
right, but for me it looks in reverse. Sure, yeah.
Oh, really?
So is mine. Ben's is the
Yeah,
only
how
one that's
about
same
that?
for me.
Ben's is what?
It's opposite
Ben-
for me.
Yeah, Ben's on the right side for me, and it's on the right side for Twitch. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Weird.
Weird.
we old.
How about Ghost of Tsushima?
Yep, Ghost of Tsushima looks dope. Hang on, I want to talk about Watch Dogs Legion. You fuckos.
Oh, I did see a trailer for that.
Dude.
That's right.
I'd rather talk about Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Hey, that game would be
It looks so-
dope.
It looks really fucking good, man.
I'm getting a HOTUS from a guy that's a regular to my GameStop.
Amazing.
So I'll have a HOTUS, hands-on throttle and stick. It's a whole setup for playing. It's a whole setup for.
Just say joystick and throttle, you dork.
They're called HOTUS though.
I'm sure I know they are, but
Fuck off.
you're also the guy that likes to use words you have to define. So carry on with your bad self.
I used a gaming term that people who play flight sim games use.
Meanwhile,
So how many of us play flight sim games? One.
You mean the smallest slice of the industry? Is that what you mean?
Dozens of us.
Them, yeah. Them.
Hey, fucking the people in our chat, at least one of them knew what a HOTUS was.
Yeah.
So
It's the same number of people.
You got a hot ass there.
yeah, I'm grabbing this hot ass.
Talk about legions then.
Also, HOTUS isn't a gaming.
Hot-ass.
Also, HOTUS isn't a gaming term. I think it's a military term, but whatever. No, I think Watch Dogs Legion looks super dope. Apparently Ryan's sad and leaving. No, I think Watch Dogs Legion looks really dope. The idea of being able to play with every NPC you interact with is interesting, and it'll be interesting how they actually implement that. But like the idea of when you die, you don't like respawn. You just go to a different DedSec member. I wonder if that's like if that's a save scumming. If you can save scum that. If you can just save enough that when someone dies, you can reload a previous thing. Or if there's going to be like a level of difficulty where it's just like, nope, do this. And makes you live with all of those situations.
Yeah.
But Watch Dogs is going Cyberpunk, and Cyberpunk games are fucking dope to me. So give me a fucking Cyberpunk Watch Dogs open world game. I will eat that shit up 100%. And as Dentonstein said, Watch Dogs 2 had some really, really great like integrated multiplayer stuff built in, where like other players could show up in your game and you could invade other games, and all that stuff was a lot of fun, and it was nice that you could turn it on or off. So, if you
Leave me alone.
yeah, that stuff was dope, and I loved Watch Dogs 2. So yeah, I'm all about that. Ghost of Tsushima looks dope. I am still curious to see enough gameplay of that to get a feel for what it's actually going to feel like. I feel like Ghost of Tsushima though is going to turn out to be the game I wanted Sekiro to be, which is
Sure.
and don't get me wrong, Sekiro won Game of the Year last year, and I think it's absolutely deserving of it. And like that game is very technically sound and really well made. It's still a Souls-esque game, and I'm not a huge fan of that difficulty spike.
Yeah.
And if Ghost of Tsushima focuses a little more heavily on stealth and makes you, and the combat's a little more Arkham-like, as shitty as that sounds, like, I want that. For sure. Last of Us 2 is in May. Can't fucking wait for that. May 31st. So that'll be a whole thing. I don't know. What's up?
I want to see what Beyond Good and Evil 2 turns into.
Sure. I bet we'll see more. E3 this year is going to be fucking huge.
Yeah.
And there's a...
But E3 is going to be so at the end of this year. Like, I mean, it's not at the end, but it's like halfway
June.
through the year.
June,
a lot will have happened.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of time missed out on games that could have been here. But I know they're wanting to wait to release for the new console. But since all these games are going to be able to play on the new consoles, why not? I don't know.
E3 is always in June. It always is.
I so much hate that people are like, we're not going to release games until the new console. But why? Because people are going to buy the new console and they're going to still buy the game, so at least get money from us now to play it on our old console.
See, I agree with that partially, because there is also the idea that, like, if you build for current gen stuff, you are going to be limited by what you can do if the next gen stuff does more. So people that are working on stuff and they
building for both though.
Not all games.
For most games are going to be
most will be, yes, but like I don't think the ones that are releasing on both are worried about waiting. We're getting Last of Us and Ghost of Tsushima before the console launch, and Cyberpunk. Then those games are fucking huge, and they're not waiting for the launch. They're just releasing before. I can't really think of anything that got pushed back other than that. Like some studios, I think maybe took a year extra in their dev cycle, and so we just haven't seen anything from them at all, so that they can make a game that could release on the next system. But who knows? But there's a good chance. I don't want to say good because I don't know. No, but there's a chance that like your boys on this podcast might be at E3 this year. So
I would like to see that happen.
That would be fucking insane. And
yeah, I meant to talk about Disintegration.
Yeah, for sure. It'd be super dope if we could go to E3.
What are the chances?
So the like stipulation for getting press stuff when I applied like 2 years ago is that you have to post like 2 times a month for like 9 months. And we've had a weekly podcast on top of videos, on top of articles.
As far as I know about press credentials, we got that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So as soon as I've got email updates and Google alerts and all sorts of shit, as soon as the registration opens for that, we're going to get applications in for all 4 of us and just cross our fingers from there, because the Nerdy Bits at E3. What's up?
I think that should be more important for a lot of you than San Diego this year.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, E3's always been more important than Comic-Con. Comic-Con's definitely held its place for you know a potential career path that I'm interested in. What am I trying to say? Not a potential. Yeah, like sure that. Because I write fictitious stuff, just not as much as journalistic stuff recently. But yeah, no, E3 opens up the door for a lot of shit, and that stuff is much less iffy if it happens than like I've been to Comic-Con 3 times now, and like it's a lot of fun, and I have met cool people. But the difference that would make if we... you got a baby, dude. Fuck off. But if we get to go to E3, the people we meet and the things we will be able to do will far outweigh the, like, faces I've interacted with.
It really depends what you're aiming to do. Not that we talk a lot of shop in this podcast, but comics have been my focus for 10 years, so going to Comic-Con got me what I wanted.
Yeah, exactly.
So I got published this year. So like, if you're not trying to get into comics or writing like every day of your life, San Diego is going to feel like a fun trip.
Right.
But as far as the Nerdy Bits push, yeah, E3 is definitely the way to go, and I would love to make that a reality. Yeah,
and we've got like Xbox has 16 internal studios working on launch window games. We've only seen like 3 or 4 of those. PlayStation's got a shit ton of stuff to announce, or they don't. Both are terrifying. Yeah, it'll just be a great year at E3, I think. The Halo show is probably going to have a trailer, which is bananas to me.
The Halo. Oh, sure.
The Showtime show, which it's been filming since. It started filming in January, so it's gonna have.
This topic of the show.
Yeah, it's about like I think it's like right before Halo 1, so like Reach is still a thing, but like it's about like a Spartan who's defected and joined the colonial resistance, the colonial militia. And like
that sounds so I don't know, man. That sounds like all the ingredients to keep it small scale and simple, as opposed to like, you know, a Covenant and, you know, like large scale Halo stuff. We've got a guy like fighting rebels in a hometown. He's the lone Spartan in a town of people. Like, that sounds like they're trying to save money. That sounds like a budget production. You know
no,
what I mean?
There's like 7 Spartans in the show, and the main conflict is a group of, I guess, the terrorists. I don't know. The it's vague right now because we don't know for sure. But like the synopsis so far is that it's. I'll just fucking look it up. But it's centered around a defector and Master Chief hunting down his team, or interacting or like reacting to that team's shit, like the stuff they do. Aliens threaten human existence in an epic 26th century showdown. That's the synopsis.
Okay, so the Covenant will show up.
Oh yeah, the Covenant are still a thing. It's just before Halo Reach.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So, who knows? I'm excited.
Let's talk about Disintegration.
Yeah, dude, Disintegration. Disintegration.
We had a little news dump the last few days.
Yeah. A bunch of first look stuff, 32 minutes of mission gameplay.
I didn't watch that. I don't want to know. I watched some stuff.
Yeah, I watched the first 5 minutes of that 32-minute thing. I'd never watched, like, here's the first hour of the game. No, I don't want that. Leave me alone.
I'll do that if I never intend on playing it.
Yeah. And then I'll watch the second hour and third hour and then just be done.
Right.
Yeah. No, Disintegration looks dope, dude.
I'm not completely sold yet. It does look quality.
I love tactics so much.
Right.
That, like, adding that and FPS.
And customization and competitive, because it'll be multi as well. And it looks like it's like a game show with, like, big holographic emotes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks really fun. Our fella definitely has his thumb on the pulse of what people want in a game right now. So I think while the gameplay doesn't like immediately look appealing to me, maybe it's just the design of it. I think from the story aspect, the design is interesting, but from the gameplay aspect, it looks very just sort of, there it is. Like, oh, this is a semi-sci-fi town in the middle of a field. You know, it's like a barn, you know, they blast through barn doors. It's still like wood with like some vague architecture.
Oh, there's other gameplay footage of like hyper futuristic like shipping yards and shit like that.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. I think the biome varies probably pretty largely.
But yeah, I'm pretty sold. I know enough about it to be excited for sure.
Yeah. I don't know what it was exactly that sold me, but I remember watching some of that initial gameplay stuff that they're showing off, and like.
Denton agrees with me. Says the style feels a little tired. So.
Sure. Yeah. I mean but a visual style being tired to me isn't enough to dissuade me from buying a game. Everyone that liked Gears played through the games and at some point was like, these are ugly until 4 and 5 when the palette changed. I still played Gears 3 even though I played Gears 2, and halfway through that was like, this game's too dark and gross.
I can imagine trying to create something like I created a thing this year, but my goal was to look like everything else. Like I was just like I had a Cyberpunk checklist. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine trying to make something that looks different these days. I would probably go into a dark, deep dive depression.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah.
Also, like, how shitty is it that like you want to make a game based on Earth? And people that like see that are just plain Earth environment are like, that's boring, I live here.
Right.
Like, I remember people that thought that Far Cry 5 was ugly, and I was like, it's actually a pretty good looking version of like the Dakotas.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked it a lot, but people were like, it's not the mountains in, it's not the Himalayas. And I was like, okay. Or a tropical island.
You're
Cool.
Right.
Cool. Yeah, Red Dead was rural as fuck, but beautiful. It wasn't nothing about that environment was like unique. It was just real. And so like it's hard for me to distance myself from a game just because it looks a little tired. Also, we're seeing pre-alpha footage. So who knows what it looks like when it's out? Who knows if this is just like the first engagement or if they just built an engagement for first looks.
Yeah.
Because that's also a thing that developers do. They build out entire demo gameplay so that you can like interact with something when you get to see it. So,
yeah,
who knows?
Yeah,
who knows? Shows this year, I can't think of. Oh shit! No, we're getting Falcon and Winter Soldier.
We're getting a few MCU,
and we're getting WandaVision. Season 2 of Mandalorian will be this fall. We're getting Black Widow. And the Eternals?
Really? All this year? That's big.
I think the Eternals is this fall. It may not be, but like I think it's either this fall or early. Eternals 2020. November 6th. We're getting Eternals this year too. Morbius and Venom 2. Oh god. We're getting a Jared Leto vampire movie.
I hope Angelina Jolie gains like 40 pounds and gets fucking ripped as shit. I want her to get huge.
That would be incredible. But yeah. Yeah, movies. For those of you who don't know, Zing, who's in the chat, not threw up, that's a bad descriptor, wrote a piece for us about his top 5 movies of the year, his top 3 worst movies of the year. He included some honorable mentions and then talked about, or listed his most anticipated of 2020. That list of most anticipated 2020s is interesting because there's a lot of stuff coming out. Yes, Dentonstein, Kumail Nanjiani got fucking jacked.
Yeah, I did.
Which, like, hey guys, if you want to know what Hollywood, what a superhero film budget does, look at Kumail Nanjiani.
Yeah. You want to see what training 6 hours a day and having a chef cook all your meals for you for 6 months.
Here's what training for a living looks like.
Just look at Chris Pratt.
Same, yeah. He went from
fucking Parks and Recs being.
He went from tubby to buff in.
I like how you looked for a rhyming word, but it didn't work.
Tubby to.
He went from full chub to half chub, if you know what I'm talking about.
Jesus Christ. So The Gentleman is January 24th. That's Guy Ritchie. And fuck yeah, I love Guy Ritchie movies.
Very much looking forward to that.
Yeah, that movie's going to be great. He went from stuff to buff. Thank you, Tech, for putting a term to the definition. I love it. Birds of Prey, February. Get it? A term for his he got defined. All right. Birds of Prey is February 7th. Mulan, March 27th.
That looks really good.
The new James Bond in April. Black Widow in May. Wonder Woman in June. Fuck. Top Gun in July.
Yeah.
Tenet in July.
I need to go back and watch all the Top Guns.
There's only one.
All of them.
I was like, wait.
That's how out of it I am with the Top Gun. Like this new movie looks so good, and I'm like, I need to go watch it.
Yeah. Free Guy, which is that Ryan Reynolds movie where he's in a game. Dope.
That's so fucking funny, dude.
Yeah, Venom 2, The Kingsman, which is like the origin of the Order of Kingsmen. Which looks interesting. It's a weird choice. I want more Eggsy, like whatever. The Eternals. Fuck, Dune is this year?
Wow.
Dune's in December, and Uncharted is in December.
Yeah, well, maybe. That movie's held together with Elmer's glue and popsicle sticks. That movie just can't keep it together. It just lost its director.
Oh, good.
So.
Well, I'll watch anything with Tom Holland in it, though. So let's do it.
Such a strange choice to me.
Why?
Because he's a scrawny little kid.
They're doing young Nathan Drake when he's a scrawny little kid.
Oh.
Yeah. They're not. He's not playing adult Drake. That would be. I would not be happy with that.
I don't know. I guess cool. I don't know. I don't want that.
I want Nathan Fillion as Nathan Drake, and zing. There should have been an adult Drake with Nathan Fillion and Stephen Lang as. Oh no! What's Drake's buddy's name? The older guy.
Oh no! I never played it.
Oh, Stephen Lang as
Sully.
Sully. No.
I think William Hurt is better as Sully.
No, I don't like either of those options.
Who do you want for Sully? Sully Sullenberger.
I don't know. Old white hair.
Old white people. Yeah, the fan film had Stephen Lang as Sully. The Nathan Fillion one. Stephen Lang played Sully.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it. Fucking Jeff Bridges.
I would fuck with Jeff Bridges in that movie 100%. But
shit.
that's
What's this guy's name? J.K. Simmons.
oh shit! All right, 2 wins. 2 wins.
Yeah.
Seeing J.K. Simmons with hair though would be weird because he's been bald for a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know if I see Simmons as much as I see.
Fucking Sam Elliott. Get the fuck out of here. Everybody's done.
I don't know. Sam Elliott matches that character.
Sure he does. Put a cigar in his mouth. Yeah, he'd be all right.
I would watch Sam Elliott or Jeff Bridges in anything, so that's fine. Man, is there anything else coming out this year that we want to talk about that we're excited about before we give it the old wrap and trap?
Well, I'm excited.
Dude, I want to talk about fucking Star Wars, and we haven't done that yet.
So should we do a Star Wars like spoiler cast? Should we just do like a? Should that be our first episode of Postmortem 2020? Just going in on Rise of Skywalker.
I need to see it again.
I do too. I do too.
I saw it
Zing
before
needs to
everybody else
absolutely
and
be a part of that podcast too.
Yeah.
Right.
I saw it before everybody else, and nobody wants to talk about it.
I don't think you saw it before Tech.
No, okay, not before Tech, but before like the normal guys that I talk to about.
Yeah,
it.
sure.
And like, I'm like, all right, I'm ready.
Let's go. They're like, nah.
Everybody's like, nah, I don't want to talk about
Y'all, I had a heartbreaking realization yesterday when I was going through my email. I got emailed and offered to screen that movie, and I never fucking saw it.
Oh wow, way to go!
I didn't think I got it. I was looking, and I didn't think I got it. And sure enough, December fucking 7th, I got an email that was like, "Do you want to screen Star Wars?" And I just didn't reply to it.
Good going.
I would have been able to see that. I would have been able to see it like 3 or 4 days early. Fuck. I am going to see Doolittle on Saturday. I'm going to screen Doolittle on Saturday, and I'm going to screen Bad Boys for Life on Wednesday. So,
right. Definitely looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I love Bad Boys a lot.
If Amanda doesn't want to go to Bad Boys, Ben, you are my runner-up. So.
Wow, thanks, Code.
I mean, I didn't want to like, hey, come see this movie with me tonight. Leave now because it'll be 2 hours. Now that I know that you're interested, I will. Sure. Yeah, I'm interested in Doolittle. I don't know if what we saw in the trailer is what's going to be reflected in the movie, or if that was just cut together by a bunch of people. Also, last thing, I guess Zing brought up that there may be an extended cut of Rise of Skywalker. That's a whole 50 minutes longer.
That might redeem the movie for me.
Yeah, because it needed 50 fucking minutes more. It may have needed a second fucking movie to give. Yeah.
Smash cut. Like, you wanted Star Wars? Fuckers, here you go.
Did the first hour's like, now we're here, now we're there. Billy D. Williams, now we're here, now we're here.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I will say one thing before we get into our deep dive in another episode, I suppose. There was something that happened in the first 20 minutes of that movie when she was going through her training, and then it did this fucking smash cut inside to Kylo's quarters. For no fucking reason, it just cut with like a sharp cut to Kylo's quarters, and then a few moments later you find out they start talking to each other, right? But the pacing was so fast in the first 20 minutes. When they cut to Kylo, I literally in the theater went like, what the fuck? I didn't say anything. In my head, I said, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
So yeah, the first half hour of that movie is a little rough, dude. I would think maybe another 40 to 50 minutes might Yeah, see, Denton knows what I'm talking about.
Yep. No, I was like,
what?
is this an editing mistake? But then on the other side, in the first 30 minutes, there's an edit. There's a scene transition of Kylo looking at the Sith Wayfinder, and then the camera going into the Wayfinder, and it being Kylo's ship flying through the Oort cloud that he's in, and that shit was real good. That transition's really good.
Oh,
but
the movie was beautiful, and after it calmed down a little bit, I enjoyed the pacing quite a bit. A lot of the key plot points I thought were stupid and fan service for the sake of it.
And it's weird that Mandalorian was so devoted to the like screen wipe transitions that like Star Wars was big on, and then like J.J. Abrams was just like, nah, not using those. Like it's so.
There's another thing in Star Wars that was tried and true for the first 6 movies. It was completely linear. It never went backwards. There was never a flashback, ever. Name one flashback in the first 6 movies, I dare you. Didn't happen. I'll save you some time. So, for some reason, in the last movie, they started fucking with the time limit.
Guess what? Not there.
Like with Rey looking back, reaching towards the sky, and like, no,
Yeah.
Like, and then they just kept fucking with they started doing flashbacks. Star Wars has never done flashbacks before. Ever.
I mean,
because she's trying to figure out who she is. So that's more.
Yeah, okay, if she touches the wall and she has a vision, cool. Okay, I get it. And when she pulled Luke Skywalker out of the chest and she went on the little mind trip, of course, totally acceptable. But like the way they actually tell the story in this is they jump through time to show different. And Star Wars has never done that. It's always been a linear experience. You learn the story as the protagonists learn the story. Yeah. So
well, I mean, you still learned the story as the protagonists learned. Like, we didn't glean any actual information from Rey's flashbacks.
It's weird to me that for 35 years, Star Wars never did a flashback.
Well, flashbacks have also gotten a lot more popular, maybe.
Nah. And all the modern filmmakers
just forget that you ever said that, dude.
Yeah. All the modern filmmakers are like, okay, well, we either didn't recognize that wasn't a thing, or we don't care. So, bothers me enough for it to, for me to mention it. Of course, I'm not actually bothered, but it's a strange stylistic oversight, if you ask me.
You know what I completely forgot about, and I realized while talking to my buddy Brian, is that like
the Emperor had sex.
Spoilers. Hush. We'll do that on the spoiler cast. God. Strike me down. My voice was like froggy, like perfectly in that moment too.
Do it.
Do it. There's like Colin Trevorrow was supposed to direct this movie. The guy who did the Jurassic movies.
The newest ones?
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
And there's at Galaxy's Edge in Florida, there are Colin Trevorrow created like ships and stuff. Like there's a whole ship for Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren that's in Galaxy's Edge that was never used for the movies, but was built for Trevorrow's movie.
Good. That's where he belongs, in a theme park. These movies are awful.
Oh. All right, we're gonna sign off with that negative fucking energy. Oh man, thanks for listening, everybody. We
Star Wars.
Thanks for listening, everybody. Like I said, next week we'll get back to a little more of a regular format with news and a topic and all that good stuff. For those of you who, what?
Because that's why they're here, for format.
Yeah, for regularity.
Okay, proceed.
If you want to listen to this on podcast services, if you came in late to the stream and you don't have time to watch it later, you can catch it on Friday mornings. Go to nerdybits.com. You will find everything you need to find there, all the links to our social media and all the links to the different places you can find the audio, like Spotify, Google Play, and iTunes, and Stitcher. I was going to say Instagram. If you want to follow me, you can oh my fucking God. Ryan just face palmed. That was it. If you want to follow me, you can follow Lubwub on anything that's important. It's Twitter, Instagram, Xbox, and PlayStation. Ben, if people wanted to follow you and what you're up to, where could they go?
Anywhere at Sketch Sawyer, and I implore you to go to sketchsawyer.com. There's some cool shit on there. Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Yeah, he just put up a YouTube video that's very good.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
I was like, who the fuck? So close. Ryan, if people want to follow you, where can they find you?
At Sergeant Sodium on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Mixer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh my God, that sounded like Kylo Ren.
Let the past die. Carry the future.
I did that the other day. Like, we were talking about it or whatever when he's talking to Smoke, and he's like,
You said smoke. You said smoke.
I don't care. That really does sound like him. That's incredible.
yeah, my mouth is literally on the mic.
He's like, I'm not doing that motion again. Yeah, Josh Frost just followed us, probably for our Kylo Ren impressions.
Probably for that mountain.
Thank you, Josh Frost.
Shit. I will be on playing something for a little bit after this. Probably. We talk about games, Josh. We talk about games and nerdy stuff. So we talk about Star Wars and Marvel and games and shows and books. We don't really talk about books, but well, no, whatever. Nerdy shit.
We acknowledge their existence.
We do.
Yeah.
No.
Ryan doesn't.
Yeah, we're usually on for an hour or two. It's usually a deep dive on video game topics. Josh Frost. It is weekly, every Wednesday, 10:30 Central. But we are actually about to sign off, so you missed us on this one. But if you go to nerdybits.com, you can listen to all our past.
Yeah.
So.
And if you look up Bounty Board on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, all that stuff, you will find it. But like I was saying just a moment ago, I will be continuing to play through this stream following the end of the podcast. So if you want to see Call of Duty or whatever the fuck I end up getting up to, stick around.
Probably Warframe.
Probably Warframe for Ben if you want to go hop on some.
No,
Are you You said I'm probably gonna be playing Warframe?
Yeah, probably, right?
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Oh, he said it, guys. Finally.
Well, he mentioned it earlier, but avoided saying the actual words.
He said it hour and 15 minutes in.
Cash your bets.
Hour and 45 minutes.
Cash your bets.
Yeah, with the over/under for when you will say it.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching, those of you who could. And we will see you guys next week, where we will talk about something that we got to figure out. Bye, everybody. Oh, wait. Sorry, hold on.
No.
There's one more thing I got to bring up. The place that's hosted the Twitch St. Louis meetup the last 2 times, Moonbase Market, is closing.
Oh, wow.
Which is a huge bummer, but they're hosting one last Big Bash party on Saturday night. The Twitch St. Louis community is mostly going to be there. And then...
This Saturday night?
This Saturday, the 11th. Yes. And so, did you say dang it?
He said piss.
Piss. Why?
Because I'm going to be in St. Louis, but for Supercross. So I'm tied up all night.
Yeah, Supercross is like a 12-hour fucking thing. I did that with you 2 years ago. It was like noon to 10 o'clock at night. 6 p.m. until they kick us out. Almighty Zing will be there. I'll be there at some point, for sure. But yeah, you should go do that. Moonbase Market, it's in Soulard in St. Louis. It's absolutely worth checking out. At least while they're still there, which is sad. But yeah, I almost forgot to bring that up, and I'm glad I didn't entirely forget. Like I said, if you want to listen to the podcast, check out nerdybits.com and find those links. It'll be up on Friday. Until next week, we will see you guys later. Peace.